Hello and welcome to Microsoft Excel tutorial from IT Army, and this is tutorial number 67. In this video we are going to talk about tables, so let's get started. Now you might be thinking that up till now we were already creating tables, so what's so special about this video? Yes, we were creating tables, but technically speaking that was just range of data. In this video we are going to see how to create a table and what is the benefit of a table. So table is basically a range of contiguous rows and columns that Microsoft Excel treats as a single object and gives you some added advantage of manageability and analysis. So let's see, over here I have some guys' names, sales guys, region, and the sales in different quarters. I have the data in two different sheets. This is the normal range and this is also the normal range, and then I'm going to convert it to a table, and then I'm going to do the side-by-side comparison between a range of data and the table. So this is the data and I want to convert it to a table. So for that you just need to go to the Insert tab, and there you're going to find the tables group, and inside the tables group we have the table button over here. And in the tooltip you can see Control T is the shortcut for that, and you can see the description about that. It creates table to organize and analyze related data, and table makes it easy to perform sorting and filtering and format data within the sheet. So let's click on that, and as the active cell was within this range, it automatically identified that what data I'm going to create table on, and it has also identified that my table has got headers, so this checkbox is selected. So this is one way. I'm going to click cancel. I'm going to show you the second way. Second way is on the home tab. You can go on to the styles category, and then we have format as table. So you select any one of the format, and along with that formatting is going to create table also for you. So we have light and medium and dark colors available. If I select any of the format, you get the same dialog box that asks you to create a table, and I'm going to click on cancel. The third way is to create a shortcut. We have two different shortcuts available. One is Control T as it was shown in the tooltip, and the second shortcut is Control L. That also gives you the same dialog box, so you can create a table. So I'll go ahead and click on OK, and now you can see the table got created. Now what's so special about this table is, first of all, you're going to notice over here is that we have got the different color available. We have the header row available, and then we have banded rows available of different colors for better readability. And along with that, you're going to see once you have created this table, you have a special toolbar appearing, a special tab appearing called as Table Tools. Within that we have only one tab called Design, and we have a bunch of different options available. That was not the case with a normal range. Now this table, best practice is to give a good name. So I can go on to the Design tab, and instead of saying Table 4, I can give some name like Sales, and then I have given the name to this table. Now what else we can do is that we have other operations available. I can perform the inserting of columns. So if over here, if I had to insert more column, for instance, I want to do the calculation of total, I'm gonna add over here total, and the formula for total I can say equals to quarter 1 plus quarter 2 plus quarter 3 plus quarter 4, or I can use the sum function, or I can use the keyboard shortcut alter equal, and it gives me summation from C2 till F2, and I press enter, and we get the summation only for the first row. If I want to have for remaining rows, I just need to simply double click on that autofill handle, and it will calculate for other guys also. Now let's see the same thing how can we do with the table range. So let's move on to table, and over here I want to add that column. So I can click on total, I press enter key, and you can see that this column got added to that table range. And there is an auto format feature. If you don't want that thing, you can disable that thing. Stop automatically expanding the table, but it's okay. Now I want to have the formula for the total. So here I can say equals to, and then you see when I click on this cell, you see it is not saying the C2, the original name, it is saying the name of the column. So we are referencing the cells inside the table by the name of the column. So it says square bracket add, that represents current row, and from current row take the quarter 1. When I say plus, I click on second one, it's quarter 2 plus quarter 3 plus quarter 4. So you can see the formula is pretty neat and clean. You can use this, or definitely you can use the sum function also. So if I press alter equal, and you get the summation, so it says do the summation, and this is the name of the table, sales, and inside the sales table in the current row, all the columns from quarter 1 till quarter 4 it has given us a range, so do the summation of that. So I'm happy with that. I press enter key and boom, you can see that it automatically did for other remaining rows. I don't need to perform the autofill handle to fill the other records, so it's pretty nice. Now if I talk about the performing insert operation, so let's first of all talk about the aggregation column. So over here, if I need to insert the totals, I just need to go on to the design tab and I will click on over here total row, and you're gonna see we have the total row started appearing. And within this row, when I put the cursor, it's giving you a drop down. From there drop down, you can select which aggregation you want to perform, counting or minimum, maximum, average, whatever. But that is not the case with the range. And if I click on over here, if I want to have a total, I press Alt equal to. By default it uses the sum function, and I press enter and you get the sum. But here you can see it is using the subtotal function, and you remember we discussed in the previous video what is the advantage of using subtotal. Okay, so now let's see how to perform the insert operation. So let's say we have these 5 guys over here. If I want to add one more guy to this list, I cannot directly add the row. I just need to right click over here, and I need to say insert row, and then I make a space for adding one more guy. So if I say I want to add record for Tim, this is an East Zone, and then I had some sales data related to this guy. And now you can see that Excel, because we have more than 4 rows available, it automatically puts at the formula copied, gets copied over here in the down. Now let's do the same thing over here. If I need to insert one more row, I just need to place the cursor in the last row and the last column of data and press tab, and you're gonna see it automatically inserts the row. So I don't need to explicitly right click on the header and click insert. No, it automatically adds the data. So I say Tim, it is in East, and I sub some random data, and you can see that calculation is already happening. Good. So now let's see if I will need to insert some record in between. So let's say if I want to insert some record here, insert, and here I say I want to insert guy named Sam. This is in the South Zone, and then I have some data over here. Now you see the problem over here that when I insert the data, the calculated column is not working over here. I just need to manually copy the formula, Control C, Control V, and then I'm getting the formula. Now let's try the same thing with the table. Let's go over here, right click, and I say insert, and you see as soon as I inserted, you are seeing 0 over here. It means that formula automatically got copied here. So I just need to insert the data. Kelly, East Zone, and the total is getting calculated. So perfect. So this is the advantage of having a table. Now what else we can do inside the table is that inside the table you're gonna see we have this in the corner arrow is appearing. When I click on that, I can drag it further down to add more rows. I can further drag it right to add more columns over here. So this is also I can use to extend the table, adding rows and adding columns. But that thing was not possible over here directly. I just need to select the rows and right click and insert rows, or right click in the column, right click and insert column. This is the only option available over here to insert the rows and columns. So this is all about performing the insert operation. Second thing that we were seeing about the filters, by default in the tables you are getting the auto filters. We can also get auto filters over here by pressing Ctrl Shift L, or from the home editing filter, and I can say filters, and I can enable filter over here. But you remember that on a sheet at a time we can have auto filtering enabled only for a one table range. If I have one more table range, if I want to enable for that also, this thing will get disabled. But that is not the case with the table. If on the sheet, if you have 10 tables, for all the 10 tables you can have auto filtering enabled. Now let's talk about some more options that are available within the table ribbon. We have name, we discussed. We have resize table options, so you can resize the table, you can specify the new range, or you can extend from here. Then you can summarize with pivot table. Later on we are going to talk about pivot tables to remove the duplicates. Convert it back to range, so we convert it from range to table, and if you want to convert this table back to the range, you can click on convert to range. And then we have nice option over here for slicers, and slicers are like one-click filters. So if I say add slicer, it's going to give me the list of all the columns, and I say give me the slicer for region, and I click on OK, and then you're going to see we have nice slicer appearing over here. So let me zoom out a little bit. This is the slicer. So this slicer can be used for filtering. So if I just click on east, you are seeing the records for east. I click on west, you see the records for west. So this is nice for performing single click filtering operation rather than clicking on over here and select some of these options from here. And if you want to remove the filter, you can click over here, you remove the filter. If you want to have the multi-selection enabled, you click on this. Okay, so if I say I don't want to see for north and south, I click on them and then north and south is removed. You just see so for east and west. Clear the filter and now you see all the records. So this is nice. We have this thing coming in future also. We're talking about pivot tables and charts. There also we have these kind of filters available. So next option is you have option for exporting. We can export it to SharePoint. If in your enterprise, if you have Microsoft SharePoint, it's a web portal, so you can export the data as a list. Different options are available. If you are getting this table from some external source like Microsoft Access or SharePoint, we have options for refresh the data from external sources. And then we have a couple of different table style options, whether you want to have the header row or not, you can remove that. You want to have the total row or not, so it's at the bottom. You want to have the banded rows or not, so each and every row having different color, so you can switch it off. First column you want to highlight, so if I select this, first column will get highlighted. Last column you want to make it bold or not. Banded columns you want to have, so each and every column having dark and light shades. And then whether you want to have this filter buttons available at the top or not, so you can switch it on or off. And then at last we have different styles available. You can use any of the light shades, medium shades and dark shades. And if you are not happy with them, definitely you can go ahead and create your own shades. Different options are available. Select what formatting you want to do for first column, second column, first header, first row, total row is a formatting, and you can create your own formats. So that's all about tables. Hope you like this video. If you have any other questions or comments, please post in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.